up, shoulders roll up, back and down. Just a couple times. Let's add to that a little squeeze at the top. Take a moment, rock your head side to side, and then relaxing back and down. Squeeze up, give me a little rock, and then bring that up and down. I want you to point the toes of that left foot, lift into a knee lift, hold that for just a second, check your balance, right? And then the other leg, hold that balance, and then we're just gonna do a little prance here. Good. You know what? We're going to grab our weights. What the heck? Let's add on to that. Thumbs are up, so you're holding your weights out front, and we're still doing opposite arm. That'll just start to work our anterior deltoid shoulder muscle. Really lift that knee, point that toe. Good. Now, hands on your hips. Change that into a hamstring curl. Go for a wider stance. Give me a little dip in the middle if you can. Turn your palms to face me. Bend your elbows behind you and add a tricep extension. So knuckles are facing the back of your room. Arms go from a slight bend to straight. Palms are facing me. Good. Keep those hands facing the way they are. Go back to your knee lift. Add a bicep curl. Bring your arms a little away from your body for a little extra challenge. Can you bring those arms a little higher? Can you bring them to shoulder height? Woo. And then start emphasizing, instead of the bend, start emphasizing the straight. 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 4, 3, 2, hands down. Just go to a little cross as if you're marching. And then I want you to bring that a little more across. Bring your arms up and over. You're rotating at the waistline. Elbows stay right in front of you. In a moment, we're going to stay on one leg. We're going to pick up the pace, but we're going to be careful with these arms. 4, 3, 2, staying leg. Rotate, 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 rotate. Knee across, elbows the other way. Small range. Last 2, last 1. Step it out for a moment. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. And then back to those knee lifts. Hammer curl, that means thumbs up. And then we'll start that little up and over. And we'll bring those arms up. And we're crossing those knees across. Again, we're going to stay on one. In 4, 3, 2, here we go. Same knee, rotate, rotate, rotate. Almost there. Step it out. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. Arms straight out. Point your index finger. Give me the tiniest circle possible. So working those shoulders, reverse your circle. If your arms are down here, try and straighten them out. Reverse your circle again. So if you look at your index finger, you're drawing a golf ball. Reverse again. Hopefully you feel this in your shoulders. I sure do. Reverse one more time. And one more time, sorry. Because we were going the wrong way. Relax those shoulders up, back and down. Give me the tiniest little swing. In a moment, we're going to take 2 steps to our right. 4, 3, 2, little steps. Little movement with those arms. And then if you want, arms come to the side, and you go back to your circles. And you keep reversing every time you go the other way. Thumbs are up. Good, adding on, squeeze back as you step. Elbows come down. Good. Stay here, step touch. Roll those shoulders up, back and down. Ooh, toes in front. Roll those shoulders one more time. Toes to the side. Leave them out. Other leg out. Grab your, or set your weights down. Bring yourself down, hands on your thighs, shoulders out of your ears. Tuck your tailbone under, pull your belly button in, roll your rib cage to the sky, and then inhale, tip that tailbone up, slide those shoulders out of your ears, extend the spine, really squeeze those shoulders, and one more time, we're gonna round and extend. We're gonna drop that right shoulder in, look up over your left. Hi, beauty. And we're gonna go the other way. Good, we're gonna stay in this very crouched position. So make sure that your abs are in, your ribs are in. Reach down, grab your weights. Palms are facing each other. So take a look at this if you need to, because we wanna work the rear deltoid, those posture muscles. So we wanna have just the slightest bend in the elbows, and we lead by squeezing those shoulder blades together. Bring your head in line with your spine once you see what's going on. So again, just working those posture muscles, warming them up, because we'll be using them a lot today. Two more. Good, leave those arms up. Extra challenge, shoulders out of your ears, squeeze, squeeze. Small range, and relax. Woo. All right, so we're gonna add on, or we're gonna bring our chair and our ball into this now. So you can set your weights down just for now. You'll need them in just a second. Let's bring that ball between your thighs. And then I like a little Pilates V with your feet, so legs are in turnout. And then you're up on your toes, find your balance, pull your ribs down. Bend those knees outward so you're in a little diamond shape. While you're here, I want you to bring your heels together. So your heels are together, you're up on your toes, your knees are out, and then you're gonna scoop and squeeze that ball. And down, and scoop and squeeze, and down, scoop, bend, and scoop. So you probably wanna go a little deeper than I'm going if you can. I'm just having a few little interesting issues these days. Try and keep your heels together the whole time. Bend your knees outward, squeeze in, bend and squeeze. You should feel those quads activating as you do this. And you're up on those toes, so those calves are not on vacation. Now, if you want to add on, take the hand that you've been using to do your arm work, and you're going to continue that arm work in front, open, and down. In front, open, and down. Palm down, open the thumb to the sky, and down. So it's almost like a half of an upright row. I'm kind of exaggerating it so you can see what we're doing. Make sure you're squeezing that ball. And again, hopefully you feel this in multiple areas. Adding on, bring your heels down. Come up on your toes, straighten your legs, and add that arm work. So now we're adding movement with the calf. We're still doing the same thing with the legs. We squeeze at the top. Make sure your heels are together when you come to the top. Just two more here. Good, last one. Hold it up, out, and down. And then we're simply going to switch sides. And we're going to bring our feet into parallel this time, okay? So feet are facing each other, shoulders up, back, and down. You can leave that weight at first. And this time, we're just going to start with that calf raise. So up on your toes, holding that ball here. 3, 2, and 1. Stay up, bend your knees, Squeeze the ball as you lift up. Bend, squeeze, and lift. So now add that arm movement, and then if you want, you can add that weight in that opposite arm. Make sure it's nice and controlled. So I'm up on my toes the whole time right now, right? So when I straighten my legs, feel those quads and those calves working. If you want to add on, you can bend your knees and put your heels down and add the calf work into it. Make sure your booty's not sticking back, right? Booty is staying right underneath you. So you're tall and elongated. Good. Few more here. Upright row and then out and down. Nice and slow with control. Last two. And last one. All right. Let's switch back over to our first side again. You're gonna have your ball and one weight. So I'm gonna go right leg forward. And I'm gonna have that ball behind the left hamstring. So bring that ball between your calf and your hamstring and make sure you have kind of a tight pull here. And then notice that knees want to go outward. I want you to squeeze your knees together and make sure the left knee isn't in front of the right. Bend your right knee, and then we're just going to squeeze that for now. With the the knees touching each other. That's going to work on that medial part of the hamstring that we're looking for. Good. Hold that. Bring that leg even farther behind you. Make sure your right knee is bent, and now grab a weight in your left hand. Bring your spine parallel to the floor. Pull your abs in, pull your ribs and shoulders out of your ears. Once again, we're going to work by flexing that heel towards the sky, and we're going to work our rear deltoid posture muscle as we push the heel up and we open the arm to the side. Right knee stays bent the whole time. On this last one, hold everything up, pivot your arm down, roll your shoulders out of your ears, lengthen the arm, and then we're gonna bend, we're gonna do a tricep extension at the same time we hamstring curl. So squeeze and squeeze. I'm squeezing the ball, I'm lifting that arm with my palm to the back, make sure your shoulder didn't roll forward. That right glute might be feeling this too. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh. All right, we're not finished with those areas, but we're gonna stretch them. Left leg across the right thigh, booty up and back. Rest on your chair back, roll your tailbone under, and then lengthen it out again, and then cross that leg all the way over. And we're going to the back and then to the front. Good. All right, other leg, same thing, cross it over, sit into it, tailbone up, and then round it under. And then tailbone up, bring that leg down, come to the front first, and then to the back. All right, let's do that all on the other side. Somebody help me if I mess up and miss something. All right, ball is behind your right leg this time. Left knee is bent and knees are touching. Make sure your booty's not way out behind you, it's right underneath you. Simple hamstring curl right here. But with those knees squeezed together, we're really working that skinnier little hamstring. You have 3 of them. Four, 3, 2, and 1. Now we pitch forward. You're gonna lift that leg up. Make sure your left knee still has a bend in it. And then that weight goes in your right hand. And we start by flexing the heel and lifting it to the sky At the same time, we do that posture work. Good, 2 more. Now turn that palm to face the ceiling, roll your shoulders out of your ears. You're gonna bend, and we're gonna squeeze and hamstring extend at the same time, or excuse me, tricep extend as your hamstring squeezes, sorry. I wasn't drinking before class. Almost there, and relax. So again, your standing leg should have felt that too. Right leg across, sit that booty up, and roll it under. And stick it out again, and then place that on the ground. We're gonna come to the front of the room, and then the back of the room. And then we're gonna uncross, left leg over right, bend that knee, that standing leg, sit that booty up in the air, roll it under, stick it up again, and then foot comes down, up and over, and up and over. Very nice. All right, let's go back. First side again. Something pretty simple this time. We're gonna bring that weight between your ankles. Make sure it's not touching the ground. Have your weights in your hands, please. And feet are in parallel, shoulders up out of your ears. We're just lifting. So we're doing a calf raise. You know we're not gonna just do this, right? Options here, okay? We're gonna do a shoulder press. If you have shoulder issues, you stay here, small range, or even with your pinky facing me. If you don't, you can go all the way up and over. Pause for a moment at the top. Again, you might play with whether your pinkies are facing me or your palm is facing me. And then see if you can come away from sitting down into it heavily. Try and make it beautiful. Pause at the top and then gently lower. Pause at the top and gently lower. Again, you decide what range of motion you want in your shoulders and also which direction, whether pinkies are facing me or palms. You may find one feels a little better to you on your shoulder. 2 more. The last one, set your weights to the side for just a second. Hand on your chair, lift your left foot off the ground. Right side only, straight leg, calf raise. Just a few of these. Good. 4 more. And relax. All I'm going to do is turn. We're going to work that other leg in that same way. So I'm just up on my left toes, right arm up if you'd like. Keep that going. As I said, just kind of simple here. Last 4, 2, and 1. Let's stretch out those calves for a moment. So we're going to step back with the right foot and make sure those toes are pointed straight ahead. Lunge into that left knee. Make sure your booty's not behind you, so tuck that under. Press that heel down as much as you can, and then bend that knee as much as you can and still press the heel down. Then roll up, turn your toes out. Your right hip will want to rotate, so put your hand on it and then lunge forward. Bend that knee, and then roll up on the toes and go pigeon toe. Lunge into it, and bend that right knee, and come up. Right leg forward, left leg back this time. Lunge into it. Keep that booty with you instead of behind you, and then bend that knee. Keep your booty with you. That's advice for 2021. Roll up, toes turn out, heel turns in, push that hip with you, and lunge, and bend that knee. Good, come up, toes in, heel out, lunge into it, and bend that knee. Beautiful, all right. Now we're back to that ball between the quads. Feet are in parallel, your weights are in your hands, and we're up on those toes. We're going to bend those knees and come down an imaginary wall. We are simply going to hold this, right? While you hold it, give me a little squeeze of the legs, a little pulse, little pulse. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring your arms off that chair, if that's okay with you. Good. And then we're going to bring our arms way out here, nice and straight, but make sure your shoulders didn't roll. You're still squeezing that ball, right? Bend the elbows the tiniest bit, and at the same time, squeeze the ball straight in your arms. Squeeze and straighten, squeeze and straighten, squeeze and straighten. This should be bicep work here. Your calves are working. Your quads, if you're low enough, are working. If the balance is bad, you can put your heels down, right? That'll be a little more stable, so you might be able to go a little lower. Squeezing the ball, reaching with the biceps. Should be feeling this in your biceps by now. Four, three, two, and one. Relax. We're going to bring those weights back into the chair for a moment. Remove your ball for a second. All right. We are going to head down, but please don't think we're done. Keep your chair handy, your weights and your ball handy, please. And we're going to start with a little bit of tricep work. So we're going to bring that ball, we're going to scoot pretty close to the chair. We're going to bring the ball down so it ends up basically between our shoulder blades, right? So I've got an elevation with my upper body. Lower body is going to get to rest in that chair for now. Thumbs are facing the ceiling, shoulders are out of your ears, so press your hands away from you. Roll up, up, up. With straight arms, bring them over your head, by your ears. Now, you're going to need to engage your abs at this point, right? If you can, squeeze those ribs in to lift yourself an inch higher, then bend the elbows the tiniest bit, pinky to the sky, and tricep, tricep, tricep. Press, press, press. So we got a lot going on. We're balancing on the ball. The arms are overhead. You should be working that upper back and chest a little bit, but mostly your triceps. 3, 2, 1. Turn your palms to the sky. Bring your weights to touch each other. Bend the elbows and press, press, press. Option, lift one leg for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put it down, other leg. 4, 3, 2, and 1. First leg. And second leg. Good. All right. Last thing we're going to do from this position, in case your neck is bothering you, turn your palms down. We call that French press. See if you might even want to stack your knees and lift your heels off that chair for extra balance. My elbows crept forward. Make sure your ears are still over your head. If it's too much balance and wobble, bring your heels back down. Arms off to the side. Bring that ball out from under you, please. Relax down for a moment. Give yourself a little neck massage or stretch, because I know that was a lot. All right. Feet are in the chair. We're going to bridge up, and we're going to start with that ball underneath your tailbone, right? And then hands come back down, and then here we are stacked in tabletop. Hands reaching long, shoulder blades out of your ears, pull your abs in, point your toes. Actually, let's flex through the heels. Abs drawn in, slowly lower your heels, tap your chair, point, come up slowly. So you're going to go slowly down, 4, 3, 2, 1, and as slowly up, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, if you want a couple extra challenges, challenge 1, bring your hands off the ground so you're balanced on that ball, right? Challenge 2, sorry, I was rolling away, keep going. Challenge 2 would be you take that weight, one of the weights, below your knees, and you add that element. Make sure your ribs are pulled in. Nice and slowly for our heel tap. Good. We're going to rest. We're going to move that weight away. We're going to bridge up so we can grab that ball. And then we're going to scoot back towards our chair. We're going to put that ball between our thighs, just above the knees. And we're going to squeeze it as hard as we can. Try and pop your ball. And then a little harder and harder. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Hands down, squeeze. 4, 3, 2. Shoulders out of your ears. Lift up into a bridge. Give me 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeezes. Bring it down. Pause. Lift up. 4, 3, 2. And down. Up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. We're going to cut that to 3 squeezes. 3, 2, 1. Down. Up. 3, 2, 1. Down. Up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Keep going. Now we're going to take away one more squeeze here. Squeeze, 2, down, up, squeeze, 2, down, up, squeeze, 2, down, up, squeeze, squeeze, down, up, squeeze, squeeze. 2 more, down, up, squeeze, squeeze. Last time, down, up, squeeze, hold. Put your arms up. Get that booty a little higher. Just give me pulses. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And relax. Woo, let that ball go down for a second. Let's hug one knee in, take a little circle with it, and then switch up. Beautiful. All right. You can push your chair away now. You're going to grab both weights, and you're going to roll over to face me, please. We're going to stack our knees. We're going to lift our waistline off the ground. Now, if you want, well, you can decide this later. If you're going to want to try a little extra balance, that ball is going to be under your bottom hand, but don't worry about that yet. You just have it if you want it, and it can just gently be resting under your hand. Lift that waistline. Try to take both weights, as you guys are strong. Put them on your top leg, and you're not holding the weights. I'm simply putting my palm on top of those weights. Make sure your waistline is lifted, and then let's do that Pilates V with our feet. So toes are apart, heels are together. And then we are doing our clam. Now, if you wanted a little extra intensity, bring that ball so that your arm is long over your head, and you can just simply press up. But if you do that, you gotta make sure your ribs didn't sink, right? So you stay up, you keep pressing down with the arm and lifting up with the ribs. So now we're getting those glutes. Sorry, mine were wacko doos. Right, we're getting those glutes. We're working some obliques for sure. I'm even working my tricep a little bit. 3 more. Oh, and relax. Let's stay on that side. Don't worry about the ball. You can just have your hand resting on it for now. Let's straighten out that top leg and bring that bottom leg even with you. Turn those toes down, and we're just going to lift. Now again, outer hip working, but also starting to get some of that glute work. 4 more, and relax. All right, let's set those weights down. Bring your ball with you to the other side if you use it on the first one. Ball, just rest for now. Poor ball, it's tired, let it rest. Speaking of resting, the little cat is turned away, she's not watching. All right, waistline lifts, heels are together, toes are apart, and start that clam movement. If you want to add on, that arm presses you up, but make sure those ribs don't sink. So if you choose to do that, stay lifted and long in the spine. And relax. Oh, no, don't completely relax. Bend that bottom knee, bring that leg in front of you, and we lift. Turn that toe down a wee bit. Keep that waistline lifted. And release. All right, we're coming over onto our hands and knees. Ball is handy. If your chair is there, you may end up wanting to use it, but you can decide in a moment. All right, so I'm going to give you a couple options, and one is just the pure work here. Take one of those weights behind your right leg. And then close that heel, get it as close to your booty as you can, and flex through that heel. And then find a nice even position with your body, right? Nice and squared up, abs in. And then lift that heel and try and get your thigh parallel to the ground. If you look down and you see your knee, then you maybe don't have it high enough. Flex through the heel and simply lift. Now, if you wanted some extra challenge, you can bring that ball under one hand, right? Or you could even bring your chair in. We did this a few weeks ago. And try and get your spine nice and even. Again, adds a little element. You don't have to do that. I really want you to know what's going on back behind you. Last two, last one, bring that knee down. We're not done, we know that. Keep that nice grip, so heel close to your booty, and we rotate open and open. Now this is where if you had that ball underneath that other hand, you get that little extra challenge. Don't have to do it. As I said, I really want you to, feel this in your hip area. Try not to sit into your left hip. Try and keep it right underneath you, so I actually kind of shift a little more weight into my right hand. Last two. Oh, last one. Woo! Weight goes behind your left leg. And then that first thing that we want to do is close that gap. Squeeze that heel close to you and then flex. And then we start by lifting the leg, looking down and making sure you can't see your thigh. And then lift. Options, one hand up in that chair, both hands up in that chair, ball underneath one hand. Actually, I guess it'd be more challenging if it's under the same hand. But again, I really mostly want you focusing on that booty area. So if all of that is a distraction, then in a bad way, stick with this. Last two, the last one. Knee down, tighten that grip. This is the one where that right hip is going to want to move to the right. So you're going to do your best to keep a little extra weight in that left hand. So maybe I can lift that right hand so that I'm not way over in my right hip. Last two, and relax. Woo. All right, weights away for now. If you brought your chair in, move it out of your way. Bring that ball underneath your belly button, please. Drop into your elbows, shoulders out of your ears. Nod your head yes. And then press to elongate your upper body a little bit, right? Instead of sitting down on that ball. Pull yourself away, away, away. And then when you're ready, tuck your toes. Heels are touching, toes are touching. Lift yourself so you're not squishing your ball, but you're touching it enough that you can roll it forward and back without creating a flat tire. And let's rest for a moment. You can press back If you wanted to, you could put that ball on your heels to get a little extra space. All right. As you're ready, that next version of the plank, you can stick with that, or for a little balance challenge, you can put the ball either underneath your ankles or the fronts of your toes, and we're going to balance on that ball in a plank. If you really wanted to, you can then lift your hips in a little pike. So you pike and you plank. But again, you decide what's going to work best for you here. You could even just do a small roll forward and back, or a little lift, little lift. When you do that lift, make sure your abs come in. It's not just lifting your booty. And we're coming down. And you can press back again. And then you're going to roll over onto one side. And we're going to bring those weights back into play. Ball is here. We're going to put it between our lower leg. Ankles, calves, you decide. Line yourself up so that your ankles, your hips, and your shoulder are in a straight line, and your elbow. And if you have a thin mat, feel free to fold that up. And then press to lift. Keep that hip lifted, open your body. Option, bring a weight here, right? Two options, arch it up, or put the weight on your hip, hold it down and lift. So little dip lifts, and relax. All right. Stick with that version if you want, or we're going to take that into a balance. So if you're going to do the balance, put your bottom leg on first and leave a lot of space for your front foot so that it can come on the ball. And then again, using your upper hand if you need to, bring yourself into that side plank. Stay as long as you want. And then we're headed to the other side. Again, fold your mat up if that was helpful to give yourself a little extra cushioning. Remember, you're going to want to have your weight and your ball, so the ball is between your ankles. Straight line, ankles, knees, hips, shoulder, and elbow. And then come on up. And then again, if you want that extra weight, you can do a little arch, or I actually prefer it on the hip and dip and lift. And bring it down. You can stick with that one, or you can try the balance. Bottom foot on first. Leave some space for that top foot and bring it up. Straighten it out. And then as you're ready, arm up. Again, you stay up as long as you like. And then as you're ready, we're going to come down. We're going to come down onto our abdominals. We're going to just work a little bit of our reverse chain again. Posture muscles, arms, back muscles. So start with those hands on top of the ball, side by side. Big toes are touching and our toenails are down on the ground. Shoulders out of your ears, deep breath in. On the exhale, you're going to lift up. You're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together and then press down onto the ball to go a little higher and bring it a little into your low back if that's okay. Hold at the top, pushing down and squeezing the shoulder blades together, and then roll it back down. Deep breath in. Exhale, all 10 toes push into the ground, push down on the ball, squeeze the shoulder blades together, push down more, squeeze more. Hold at the top, feel even weight in your hips, and roll it down. Deep breath in. Exhale, press, squeeze, lift, hold at the top, inhaling, and exhale down. 2 more, deep breath in. Exhale, press, squeeze, lift, inhale, and last time, press down and squeeze, lift. and relax. And again, you may want to press back in your resting position, and then eventually meet me over on your spine, please. All right, from there, take that ball and put it on your right thigh and then stack your hands up. And then as you're ready, you're gonna lift that right thigh into tabletop. And we're gonna use our triceps to push against that ball. So we're working our triceps again, we're pressing, and at the same time, we're pushing in with that knee. And you should feel your abs working. If you want to feel your abs a little more, extend that left leg off the ground and maybe even point it away from you. And now we're gonna lift our head up and we're gonna push with the hand, push with the knee, and then we're gonna do little pulses, push both, push both, push, 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 push. And relax, everything down. Move the ball to your left leg. If you had one hand on top of the other, switch it. Bring that knee up into tabletop. Push. Use your triceps. Use your hip flexors the other direction. If you want to, lift your right leg up, extend it up in the air, possibly lower. And then if you want to add on, here we go. Exhale, press and pulse. Push, push. Knee in, hands pushing, and press, and press, and reach, and reach, and reach. And relax. Fall between your knees for just a quick second. Hug those knees in. Take a little circle here. Good. And then we're going to bring those legs up. Actually, sorry, just to tabletop. Deep breath in. Exhale, float the head, neck, and shoulders off the ground. Inhale, reach those arms over your head. Extend those legs. Exhale, you're going to bring the ball to the knee, and you have two options. Simply hold it in between the knee and do your next double leg stretch. Or if you want more challenge, put it on the knee, roll up to your ankle, and roll back down and extend. Exhale, come on up, roll it up your ankle, roll it back down. Don't lie all the way down and extend. Or simple double leg stretch, reach, grab, alternate between your arms and your legs. You could even bring it between your ankles, but don't cheat like I just did. You have to bring it up and then extend. The whole time, however, your head, neck, and shoulders are off the ground. So keep that in mind, please. 4 more of whichever version you're doing. And then hug everything in, put that ball behind you, and grab those knees, and we're gonna make some nice circles, and reverse, please. Keep that ball behind your knees for now. Keep your weights, maybe put one on each side of your mat, and then slide your hands underneath with your palms up so that your chest is getting a little bit of a stretch here. And then drop the knees to the right and look over to your left. Push your right arm against the ground to come back through center and drop your knees to the left. And then back up through center. Slide your hands out from under those weights and put your left foot on the ground. Ball behind your right knee. Let's just hug in and over to the right, let the left leg drop open. And then as you come back through center, you're going to straighten your left leg and flex through the heel. We're going to take our fingers to that ball and hug that knee in nice and close. Feel your tailbone roll up and then press against the ball to let your tailbone flatten back out. So you're going to exhale and that tailbone will curl. And then as you inhale, it'll flatten out. Now here's your challenge. Keep the tailbone down, but bring the knee a little closer without curling the tailbone. And then finally, flex through your heel, keep your knee bent. It might get a little shaky. And then you're gonna roll the ball all the way up that leg, point the toe, and bring yourself forward. And then flex through the heel and pull yourself down with that leg closer. Should be a pretty good stretch there. We're going to rotate with this stretch. Woo! Sorry. Were we rotating? All right, and then point and flex. Bring that ball behind you. I don't know what's going on. Bring it across, and now we slide that right arm underneath the weight and get that nice lateral stretch here. Keep that ball where it is, cross your right ankle over your left thigh. You can slide your hand back out. And now for your thread the needle, see if you can go over your shin. A little bit deeper stretch for some of you. And then finally, move the ball, crisscross all the way. Slide your right hand back under your weight and let your knees drop left, please. Straighten both legs out. Maybe just see if there's a difference. Bend both knees. Ball behind your left knee, please. And bring it up and over to your left as the right knee drops open. As you come back to center, that right leg flexes. We're going to bring that ball in. We're going to curl that tailbone up. And then you're going to press your tailbone down. And curl it back up and in. Knee coming closer. And then press it away. And then with that tailbone down, see if you can pull the knee a little closer. Then flex that heel towards the sky. And then finally straighten it. Bring that ball up. Point your toes. Bring yourself up. Flex the heel. Woo. Point those toes. And one more time, flex and bring it in. And from there, we're going to circle that ankle. And then give me some pointing and flexing. Keep that ball there. Slide your left hand under your weight. Left knee comes across your body. And then cross that over your right thigh. Thread your needle up over your shin if that's okay with you. And then ball away. Stack those knees, crisscross them. Left hand under your weight. Knees drop right. And back through center, straighten out both legs. Pull your abs in, put that ball underneath your shoulder blades. Keep your head up, but chin nodded, yes. Open your palms and see if you can get a nice, beautiful stretch across your chest. If it's not too much ache for your neck, pull your belly button in. Well, you're halfway up. So now let's just go ahead as if you're using your triceps to do a tricep dip. Let's lift those hips off the ground. And then walk yourself back so you can drop your knees to one side and come onto those hands and knees. Walk your hands a little ahead of you. Press into a straight arm plank and then tip your hips up. You can walk your hands back at that point. Lift your tailbone up. Maybe lift and lower both heels or pedal your feet out. Get that nice stretch in those calves. We did work them a bit today. And then nice wide stance. Walk yourself back. Nod your head yes and no. Bend your knees. Hands on your thighs. Shoulders out of your ears. Beautiful extension in the spine in a cow position. Roll into a cat. And then open into your cow again. Bring it up. And we've got a curtsy and a curtsy. Thank you, guys. If you have a moment, stick around. As I said, we have lots of OMG facts. So I'll give you another one if you want, or if you have any questions or comments.